Hello there, Chick Chatters. We are back and we have another guys' night, and this is a very special episode because this is our Halloween special. We're going to do more than one story today. So, cheers. I am Harry Potter and the Death Eater, which sounds like a horrible Harry Potter book, but this is where we're at. And then we have...
I'm Nick Lachey.
And I'm Vanessa Lachey, and we are coming at you from the Love is Blind Season 4 reunion.
They are literally perfect. That is the best costume I've ever seen. Today we have a few stories for you. We're going to start off with a kind of a lighter one. We have a Halloween theme, so it's going to be spooky stories. So if you are afraid of the dark, definitely turn away for the next story. But this one should be...
I'm afraid of the dark.
So this story is from Paranormal, and that is on Reddit, and this is titled, "A Middle of the Night Wrong Number Phone Call May Have Saved My Daughter's Life. Guardian Angel." So it says, "I realize this could be one hell of a coincidence, but it is rare to get a phone call at 3 a.m., especially a wrong number. My daughter was a newborn, and I was a sleep-deprived mom. The phone rang at 3 a.m. I woke up my husband and he got up to answer it. And as he left the room, I felt something under me. I was laying across my baby. I must have taken her to bed to feed and fell asleep. It is exactly what parents are warned about. And I feel awful that I made this mistake. My daughter was fine. I must have only rolled onto her. And my husband returned to the bedroom saying that it was someone speaking in a language he did not understand. We were very shaken up, and I took precautions to ensure it never happened again. My daughter is 18 and likes to think she has a guardian angel who saved her that night."
She did. She
Okay.
does. I believe in that stuff. I believe in guardian angels, and I think this is, in Drake's words, someone was watching that close.
The specific time of night where those type of things happen.
3 a.m. is a weird time of night. It really is.
I got chills kind of when you were reading that, and I hate it when that happens, but I believe in that kind of stuff. It reminds me of the time when my grandpa passed away. I was laying in bed telling Tyler, I told him, I'm like, I feel like this is a really weird thing, but I feel like when people die, then they kind of are all knowing, and they kind of know all the good and bad things that you've done.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like just expressing that to him, and I was like, I hope that my grandpa's like proud overall, because we've all done some things that our grandparents wouldn't be proud of, right? So I'm like, I hope that just like in general, he's happy. And my Google came on and said, "I'm happy if you're happy." That's what it said. He was
so
there.
weird.
Weirdest thing.
It was nuts. So I believe in that kind of stuff. Like
We
somebody,
both just sat there. We were just like,
yeah, I cried obviously, and then
this happened.
And you cannot think that that's a coincidence. Google does do some weird stuff sometimes,
She does.
but to say like "I am happy" is like a weird thing.
If
Usually
you're
she's
happy. I'm happy if you're happy.
Yeah, that's weird.
That was a direct response.
If Google was to talk, it's usually like, "What? Didn't catch that," or like just something.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that. Here's a web link. That kind of reminded me of that. Not that it's exactly the same, but just that there's times where I think like technology can intervene a lot with like the paranormal, or like, maybe there was a guardian angel or like a family member who was able to intervene that phone call at that time or something. I believe in that.
Because didn't it say like they were saying something that like they didn't even understand?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Like that was what's weird to me. I would love to know what he was saying translated, because maybe he was saying like, "Hey, she's sleeping on you, baby."
I thought that in my head. Like, that's why I love you so much, because you'll say the things that I just think in my head.
Because that's what I was wondering. It also reminded me of Carly.
Yep.
So we were out drinking with one of my friends, Carly, and I was just peer pressuring everybody to drink so bad. I was so bad this night. I was just making people down shots. Carly, everybody. So me and Brooke were at the party, and me and Brooke are about the same height, and our friend Carly is like 5'10", 5'11". Then we're 5 foot, so there's a huge height difference. So people kept coming up to us, and they're like, "Oh, you guys are the same size," and like kind of like making a big deal because we were like the shortest people at the party. And Carly was like, I want to find someone my size because there's nobody her size as a girl. Like, she's like, I'm trying to find a girl my size. She found a girl who had high heels on that she brought her over to us, and she's like, oh, this girl's my size. Looks down. Oh, she's got high heels on. Discards this girl. And then we lost her. She was gone. I saw her like once, like in a crowd of people doing like this.
Oh yeah.
And that's the last time I saw her for at least an hour. And then Brooke's like, hey, where's Carly? We go to the bathroom. We start taking like selfies and stuff. We totally lost the mission.
Easily distracted.
So I'm like calling her, not getting any response. And then Steph called me, I remember. And she's like, do you know where Carly's at? Because I got a weird phone call. So I think Steph was mad at us that night because we lost her.
But you finally got a phone call from the angel man.
So I get a call from Carly that says it's Carly. I answer and it's a man. So I'm immediately like scared because I'm like, oh God, this could be good or this could be like horrible. Like maybe he's got her hostage. I don't know. I remember he said to me, are you looking for your friend? I found her. And I said, where is she? And then he kind of directed me on the phone where she was. I don't know how, because this was literally how many houses up?
They were apartments and they were kind of staggered.
Yeah.
So where we ended up finding her, 5 or 6 apartments away, she was like kind of tucked into a corner because she was throwing up. But that's why when we were looking, we'd only walk like 3 or 4 apartments down each way, but the apartments were staggered, so we couldn't see her in the corner, like tucked away. So, I mean, that angel man, thank gosh, because we were obviously very easily distracted. We could have really hurt our friend, but we could have really gotten hurt, actually. I mean, she was out there.
There's a picture of you three
in our ugly sweaters. We had visors on for some reason.
So we get up to Carly, but we never saw this man. We found Carly, and then we never seen him.
As soon as he saw us on the phone and heard us, he just handed one of us the phone and just turned around and walked away. He did the right thing by getting us all together.
Yeah.
And the 3 drunk brains probably will, figure it out. I think he did a good thing. I'm not mad at him at all. But yeah, he disappeared. That's why we call him the angel man, because we never even really got to thank him.
Or see his face. This guy apparently wanted to pee in the spot that she was sitting in. So that's why he was so adamant on us getting to her, because he's like, I want to pee there. And she wouldn't move.
Oh my God, she was sitting in the pee spot.
It reminded me of Carly and her guardian angel situation. I feel like almost everybody will have this moment in their life, even if you haven't had it yet, that where something just happens and it just doesn't make sense, but it really helps you out. This saved some kid's life. She was laying on that baby. Tyler, you're a medical professional. How long would she have lasted?
Not very long.
Yeah.
Not very long at all. No.
Yeah.
Like a minute, maybe.
Really?
Or if you're getting crushed by an adult and you're an infant and you can't breathe, then not very long.
Wow.
Yeah.
So really, she thinks she just did it. And then
she probably just did.
She had to have. If that child is 18 years old now, is that what she said? Or 18 months old?
18 years.
Yeah.
Her daughter now thinks that was definitely like a guardian angel, which I agree.
If she was tired enough to not feel the infant under her, that's the really scary part.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not blaming her, like, by any means. It happens.
Yeah. Accidents happen.
Yeah, exactly.
That phone call was meant for a reason. It was meant for a reason. It's, like I said, 3 o'clock in the morning. I think 2 o'clock is considered the witching hour, or
I think it's 3, isn't it?
2.
I think it is.
You know what? I think it is 3 o'clock.
Yeah, nothing good happens at 3 a.m.
That was a good one.
The comments are long, so I won't get into those comments, but
yeah, I'm sure lots of other people sharing their crazy stories like we just did.
To that, I don't know. I'm not a very heavy sleeper though, so
yeah.
You're really not.
I'm not. You are. You would fall asleep on the baby for sure. Dean is not going to sleep with no baby.
But I don't move in my sleep.
No, you don't. But that'd be even scarier if you were on top of a baby.
No, listen, if I put my arms on my chest and I go like this.
You don't really move a lot.
I'm going to wake up either like
I
this
do.
or like this.
I'm violent. That baby wouldn't have stood a chance with me for literally 2 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Jiminy Cricket.
On that note.
the second story, this was actually posted in No Sleep, and it is from 9 years ago. So it's pretty old, but it is really crazy.
By the way, guys, Anne's making me do this against my will.
Yeah, Brooke doesn't love spooky stuff, so you guys are lucky we're getting a Halloween episode out of her. So it says, my dead girlfriend keeps messaging me on Facebook. I got the screenshots and I don't know what to do. Oh, they freeze? Oh, whatever.
Nope, we're not frozen. We're processing. I'm terrified. Let's get into it.
Okay. Tonight's kind of a catalyst for this post. I just received another message, and it's worse than any of the others. My girlfriend died on the 7th of August, 2012. She was involved in a 3-car collision driving home from work when someone ran a red light. She passed away within minutes on the scene. We had been dating for 5 years at that point. She wasn't big on the idea of marriage. It felt archaic, she said, and gave her a weird vibe. But if she had been, I would have married her within 3 months of our relationship. She was vibrant, the kind of girl that would choose dare every time. She was happiest when camping, but a total technophile too. She always smelled like cinnamon. That being said, she wasn't perfect. She always said something along the lines of, if I cark it first, don't say good things about me. I never liked that. If you don't pay me out, you're doing me a disservice. I've got so many flaws, and that's just part of me. So this is for M. The music she said she liked, the music she actually liked were very different. Her idea of affection was a side hug. She had really long toes like a chimpanzee. I know it's trivial, but I don't feel right discussing her without you having an idea of what she was like. On to the meat. M had been dead for approaching 13 months when she first messaged me. This is the first message, and there are screenshots actually attached to this post of Facebook messages. So it says September 4th, 2013. This is when it began. I had left Emily's Facebook account activated so I could send her an occasional message, post on her wall, go through her albums. It felt too final and too on Emily to memorialize it. I share access with her mother, Susan, meaning her mother has her login and password and has spent a total of approximately 3 minutes on the website, or on a computer in total. After a little confusion, I assumed it was her. So he got a message from her in September, and he thought it was the mom maybe because she's the only other person with access to the account. So the next thing, November 16th, 2013. I had received confirmation from Susan that she hadn't logged into M's account since the week of her death. M knew a lot of people, so I instantly assumed this was one of her more tech-savvy friends with me in the worst possible way. I noticed pretty much immediately that whoever was chatting with me was recycling old messages from M and my shared chat history. The wheels on the bus comment was from when we were discussing songs to play on a road trip that were never evaluated. Hello happened a million times. So I'm opening up the screenshot. So Emily says, let's hit up blank trail this Sunday. Let's hit up blank trail this Sunday. But it's from 2013. So she's talking about going on a trail. So it looks like she's recycling an older message from before.
So it's like nothing new that they're saying. It's just like old messages.
For the most part, yeah. It says around February 2014, Emily started tagging herself in my photos. I would get notifications for them, but the tag would generally always be removed by the time I got to it. The first time I actually caught one, it felt like someone had punched me in the gut. She would tag herself in the spaces where it was plausible for her to be, or where she would usually hang out. I've got screenshots of 2 from April and June, and these are the only ones I've caught. So they're a little out of timeline, but I'm going to write it out. She's not in a photo, but like she's tagging herself where she would be in the photo.
Nope.
Right behind it. What the hell is that in the background?
The tagged with Emily.
I don't like it.
And it says tagged by Emily.
Anyone else feel creeped out, chick chatter?
Oh, there is more.
There's more. I don't know if I can handle it.
You'd be alright.
Just popped up like she's tagging herself.
So he would get the notification, but when he would go to the photo, she would untag herself. So these are the only 2 that he caught before she would untag herself.
Right.
So it says, around this period of time, I stopped being able to sleep. I was too angry to sleep. She would tag herself in random photos every couple weeks. The friends who noticed and said something thought it was up big. I found out recently that there have been friends who have noticed and didn't say anything. Some of them have removed me from their Facebook friends list. At this point, some of you may be wondering why I didn't just kill my Facebook profile. I wish I had. I did for a little while. On days when I can't get out there, though, it's nice having my friends available to chat. It's nice visiting M's page when the little green circle isn't right next to her name. So that means that she comes, it shows her online. And
I don't like it.
I was already socially reclusive when M was alive. Her death turned me into something pretty much close to a hermit. And Facebook and MMOs were and are my only real social outlets. And this goes, on March 15th, I sent what I assumed was M's hacker a message. He got an answer. So she says, hello, 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 hello.
No.
He says, this is actually devastating. I don't know why you enjoy doing this. She says, oh my God, cinnamon scented candles. He says, go to hell. She says, why are you doing this? He's got receipts. So that's the craziest part, is that he has like so many receipts. The March 25th post, he says, it wasn't until I was going over these logs a few months later that I noticed she was recycling my own words as well. My response seems kind of lackluster here. I was intentionally providing her with emotional bait. This is actually devastating to keep them interested in their game. I was working off the assumption that the kind of person to do this would be the kind of person that would thrive on the distress of others. I was posting in tech forums, looking for ways to track this person, contacting Facebook. I needed to keep them around so I could gather evidence. Before anyone asked, yes, I had changed the password and all the security info countless times.
No, this is kind of strange.
Yeah.
Like how? Like I'm pretty sure it's just someone with her.
Well, it gets crazy. Okay, so the 16th of April, I received this. This seems to be like word salad, like all of our conversations so far. It's recycled from previous messages that she sent. And this says, she says, why are you doing this? That was the last thing she said. And then she says, we should make our own Jan. JFC Samantha. Nah, different. No chance of passing. No chance of passing.
Yes.
How many? Garage side door. Side. No chance of passing. So nothing that she's saying is making any sense. It's just recycling old messages at different points. Yeah, that's weirder to me than if it was new stuff, I think. Because if it was new stuff, I would almost think that it was somebody hacking. But the recycling of old stuff is just so weird to me that somebody would just go copy and paste. I don't know. It's just weird.
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
Okay, 29th of April. I hadn't discovered any leads. Facebook had told me the locations that her page had been accessed from, but since her death, they're all places I can account for: my home, my work, her mom's house, etc. My response here wasn't bait. Yo, ask Nathan. It was an in-joke, too lame, worth explaining, but seeing her say it again just absolutely effing crippled me. My reaction in real life was much less prettier. I'm not expecting my bond back. Her last few messages had started to scare me, but I wouldn't admit it at this point. So the messages from April. She says, bake beans on toast. I don't know. I just said, yo, ask Nathan. Nathan. Then Nathan is the guy. So Nathan says, I don't know what's happening. I don't know how you're still doing this. Please stop. Emily says, please stop. I don't know what's happening. Nathan, I don't know what's happening.
I don't like it.
The 8th of May. And this is titled, I don't really have words for the screenshot. So, the 8th of May. I don't really have words for this. Freezing is the first original word she's made. So, of all of the words that she has said, this is the first word that he could not find in their chat history. Freezing is the first original word she's made. This has given me nightmares that have only started to kick in recently. I keep dreaming that she's in an ice-cold car, frozen blue and gray, and I'm standing outside in the warmth, screaming at her to open the door. She doesn't even realize I'm there. Sometimes her legs are outside with me.
So he's having dreams about her freezing in the car and he's getting these messages?
Yes. So this is the message.
Probably started getting them he probably started dreaming about that after he got those messages.
I don't know. But Emily says, I, -12, -15. My jumper is in the dryer and it's really cold out. It's really cold out. Cold. Nathan, please stop. Cold. Freezing. I don't know what's happening. He said these were the messages that gave me chills because if freezing was her first original word and she died in a car crash.
I don't like it.
So then it goes on.
Why does it go on?
No, there's more. He's like I said, this is so crazy because he has so many receipts. Like that's the crazy part of this.
I'm terrified.
24th of May. I wasn't actually drunk. She wasn't an affectionate girl, and it always embarrassed her to exchange I love yous, cuddle, talk about how much we meant to each other. She was more comfortable with it when I was boozed up. I got fake drunk a lot. Her reply is what prompted me to finally memorialize her page, thinking it might help curb this behavior. It may seem innocuous compared to her previous message. It's pasted from an old conversation where I was trying to convince her to let me drive her home from a friend's. In the collision, the dashboard had crushed her. She was severed in a diagonal line from her right hip to midway down her left thigh. One of her legs was found tucked under the back seat. So this is the message. It says, I'm Nathan. I'm really drunk. I miss you. Whoever's on this account, I don't give a f. I keep coming home from work and expecting to see you at the computer. Shouldn't I be used to that by now? Emily says, just let me walk. Going back in time, 7th of August, 2012. These are logs from the day she died. She usually was home from work at 4:30. This, alongside a couple of voicemail messages, is the last time I talked to her under the assumption that she was alive. You'll see why I'm showing you these soon.
I do believe in this in the idea that there is a plane where people are still stuck. As technology's gotten better, we have improved with being able to detect, what is it, an EMF reader or whatever, where it's able to detect electronic interference.
Mm-hmm.
You watch the Ghost Hunter shows, you'll see like little figures that you don't see anything, and then they'll hey, knock twice if you're in the area, and then you'll hear 2 knocks. Mm-hmm. Now, that can also be fake, but it's also very real. There is a point after life where that person is still there. Now, listening to the story so far, it sounds as if she's stuck. She's stuck in a limbo. It just really sounds as if she's stuck. There's limited communication because she's dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it appears that a lot of the stuff is recycled.
No, it's chilling.
No, I don't. That's what's freaking me out.
Like, I think it's more chilling that it is recycled.
Yeah, I'm looking for a logical explanation, and I can't find it. It's freaking me out. I don't like it.
Then we get to the point of freezing. When you die,
you get cold when you die.
You start to feel cold, and then you just gradually fade out.
Yeah.
People get cold when they die. It's actually called mottling. Like they start to get like a little blue around. It's just because their blood isn't really circulating as much because they're passing, and then.
So these are the logs. It says Nathan, Gray Street somewhere. Nathan, hey, are you on your way home, Emily? Nathan, when you see this message, please ring me right away. I rang it. He crossed out the name, and they said you left at 4. I'm starting to panic. I feel sick in my stomach. Please ring me. Emily, answer your phone. And this is the day that she passed away. So he was trying to get a hold of her, and obviously something had happened to her. So this is yesterday. Yesterday to him is 2014. So it's not yesterday to us. So it says, I memorialized her page a couple of days after I received the message about walking. Until today, she'd been quiet. She wasn't even tagging herself in my photos. I don't know what to do anymore. Do I kill her memorial page? What if it is her? I want to puke. I don't know what's happening. I just heard a Facebook alert. I'm too afraid to swap windows to check it. So this says, she's saying to him, the memorial page, hey, you on your way home? Emily, when you see this message, please ring me straight away. Please stop. I rang blank, and they said you left at 5, which they did change the time because it said 4 originally. She's saying 5. I'm starting to panic. Please stop. Cold. Emily, answer your phone. I don't know what's happening. Cold. Freezing. So she's using freezing again. And she's spelling it differently. So the first time she had it all messed up, and this she has it spelled right. So so technically this is her second original word, because if freezing was an original word and she spelled it wrong the first time, this is her spelling it right this time. So that is the last thing that he said in this post.
I believe you. I believe that. I believe she was communicating. Obviously, anyone who's looking at me through this story can tell how I feel. It makes me uncomfortable. I believe his story and freaks me out. Can't even look over there.
Yeah, Brooke, this
Brooke
took
Shook.
past her emotional limit.
I think she was very well trying to communicate.
Mhm.
Just let me walk, even though it was recycled. Just let me walk could have mean let me go,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was.
because he's been holding on to her for ages, even afterwards.
Hmm.
So just let me walk could either mean, hey, let me go, let me be at peace, because there are people who are left still tied into this world because we can't sever that emotional or the acceptance that this person is now gone. This person is no longer with us. We haven't accepted it yet, and sometimes people linger in this world because of that. Or when her body was severed, that's when she was saying, "Just let me walk. I want to walk again."
I do think that has something to do with it.
See, I really don't. I feel like it's just kind of like a weird metaphor that she can connect to because her legs were severed.
Yeah.
But I think it
Yeah.
means like, let me go.
I do think he has a problem letting her go because the way he speaks about her, he's obviously still in love with her. You know,
He wasn't the most sociable person before her, and then after her death, he became a hermit.
yeah, that's what he says.
Mhm.
And then these messages started to continuously pop up over a course of time. So not only did that kind of like reopen that emotional connection or that thought process, but maybe it was an attempt to try to communicate to him, give him some type of closure, some type of peace, or torture him.
Hmm.
I'm gonna just go with somebody's an asshole because that just settles my
That'll
body.
help you sleep at night.
It really does, and I don't like that for him. I hope it's him connecting, but I
I hope it
I think he would have been best in memorializing the account and then shutting it down.
I wish though that if it was somebody communicating with them, they weren't doing it so damn creepy.
You have to have a really bad enemy for someone to do that to you.
I know.
I feel like
I know. That's why I can't.
To do that for over a course of time, you have to have some type of level of hatred.
I don't think it is.
I know. I don't think it is either, but it just literally when I say it, it just settles my body and my soul a little bit more. I have
because
to.
he's changed the security settings so many times, he says, and he's tried so many different ways. Like he said, he looked up so many different ways to fight back. And
Listen, I don't want to be convinced because I agree. I'm just scared.
If you scientifically look at it on the technical side, when he reached out to Facebook, it was like, hey, this is coming from all local locations where this account has been logged on at.
yeah.
So where he has been and she has been.
And he says he can account for all the login locations. So he's freaking out, like, how are these messages happening? How is she showing up active? So
maybe he's crazy. Maybe he's messaging himself.
maybe, but he does have a lot of proof, so it's really weird I don't know. I think the screenshots are what really freaked me out, is the real evidence of it, like seeing it firsthand, like, oh wow, because that's exactly how Facebook Messenger was in 2014.
Yeah.
I mean,
if he has the login for both, he can message himself back and forth.
For a Halloween.
She died, and he just went absolutely insane.
maybe. I mean, it's possible he's messaging himself. I kind of think that would be a lot to do for this Reddit post and then post about it just to, I don't know. I think he's genuinely freaked out. Like, I would be genuinely freaked out.
You like that idea, don't you, Dean?
Are there any comments?
So the top comment is Brooke. Good thing I read this in the middle of the day. I'm going to go do my taxes or something.
Yeah. Seriously. I need to make tacos. Like, I'm not making even good enough tacos for this story. Like, they're not even distracting.
Are there any other comments?
Regular tacos. Any more thoughts on this?
I mean, I have a lot more thoughts on it.
No, and you better not share them later. This ain't the pizza story. We're not going to keep talking
about more about this later.
No, yeah, definitely we can talk about this.
Well, we can.
She's just not going to get a letter in the mail from Emily saying freezing.
I think he needs to fully grieve her, deactivate the face. As hard as it is, just like let go of the account for at least a while and then just let her go. But it has been 10 years, so hopefully he has moved on and hasn't gotten any more messages. And hopefully she's moved on. Hopefully she's not stuck anymore.
So what he could have done, if he didn't really want to move on, but he didn't want to receive messages, save whatever messages or whatever pictures of her, videos of her, keep your memories, something to where only you have access to.
I think
to prevent anything type of spiritual, anybody else to get a hold of it.
So I think that he was hoping that she would say more original things, like, "Hey, I'm Emily. I'm fine. I'm on the other side." Like, I think he was hoping for like more of a.
I love
Or
your
not
type.
something terrifying.
Yeah, not something scary that's gonna freak him out all the time.
Like a nice, heartwarming story. That's where I thought you were going with this.
Freezing.
Yeah, no, I think he was hoping that if she was going to contact him from the other side, it would be something reassuring or something that would give him a little bit of closure. But instead, she's saying these crazy things, and I just don't think it's very like comforting for him. So I hope this stopped.
Were there any comments from the original poster?
This is the update. It says, "I checked the alert. I heard it as I was compiling and editing the post. This was the message. That's my door. That's my computer. It's taken from outside. I got the message 3 hours ago, but didn't check it until now.
No.
I'm on my
What?
tablet in my garage. Zen for now. Going to drive to a friend's. Forgot to open the garage door in my panic, so building up the nerve to get out to do that now."
What's
Apparently,
okay?
she sent him a photo of
What's-
him in the like from the outside on his tablet, saying "freezing" underneath of it.
So this is a picture of him on his tablet in his garage.
Yeah, that is a picture that she took that somebody took from the outside door.
Yeah,
Convinced
now that this is him freaking me out.
No, but he's
Wait.
in
He's
this.
he's posting it all on purpose. It's a prank.
But who's taking this photo?
Yeah, that would be.
He's in the photo. He did respond to a few comments, actually.
No,
He's
You're
quite a few. He's responded to a lot of comments. But they're all 9 years ago. Basically, he's kind of freaked out that
he's dead.
he's not
So whoever took that picture killed him. Because if he stopped commenting after 9 years, he's dead.
I don't know.
Come on.
I hope he's
Oh my
okay. I just
God.
hope he got over this and never opened his Reddit again and deleted the account.
Yeah, I think that guy had a mental break shortly after he posted that photo.
Somebody
And
killed him.
hopefully he went and got some psychiatric help. I'm convinced this man, he's either talking to himself because he can't let go of the girl, or he is a sick psychotic freak that wants to see
And he's
everybody
taking pictures
freaked
of
out and
himself.
scared.
Whoever that was, if it wasn't Emily, killed him. They got tired of the
It
joke.
was probably him the whole time, and he probably killed himself.
Why do you go through this whole charade, like, and do all these things to yourself? Like, no, you guys, no. This is legit. Like,
I don't need convincing. I agree. I just can't sit with that.
it's been 9 years, so hopefully he's even like a dad or something by now, and he's got his own family, and he's just peachy keen, and everything is fine.
Yes. I love that for us. Can we? Yes.
Let's end it on that. We hope Nathan is a great father to his 5 kids and his wonderful wife, and he's got the best career, and he's just living life large.
Can we do the happy story?
To the
I
next.
need to move on from the story or I'll die.
So this is from 120 days ago. It's from Paranormal on Reddit. It says, "How do I get several ghosts to haunt my apartment?"
Oh, goodness.
This person is trying to get ghosts in their apartment.
Lower right.
Like, yeah, it's like Ghostbusters, but like the opposite. Like
reverse.
you're sucking them in.
Yeah. So it says, "I hate summer in Northeast Texas for several reasons, but the main reason is that my apartment doesn't have much insulation. So my air conditioner pretty much runs constantly throughout the day, struggling to maintain 74 to 76 Fahrenheit and almost doubling my electricity bill. Anyway, since you rarely hear of anyone being seriously harmed, if harmed at all, by ghosts, I figure I could give a few ghosts a place to reside - haunt. They don't take up much space after all. In return, their combined temperature reducing effects could potentially save me $50 to $100 per month if I can get them there. Any ideas?"
I love this for them. I saw exactly where they were going with this as soon as they started talking about how hot it was in Texas. I was like, they want these ghosts to create a cooling effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever watched those ghost shows? This will be shocking to everybody who saw me just react through that whole last story. But
Or
I
not
used to
react.
actually watch Ghost Hunters a lot. And the problem is I would freak myself out so much, and I lived alone for so long. I just couldn't do it anymore. And so now I just have an instant, like, I just shut myself off to it. But did you know that ghosts are cool?
In like movies and everything, sometimes it is over exaggerated, but sometimes it'll drop to like a super freezing
Right.
temperature to where,
Everything.
but if you're spiritually connected or just kind of just that third eye is slightly opened or you somewhat believe in it, you can feel a shift in your setting.
Yeah.
You can feel temperature change. Sometimes you might feel a presence looking at you because you know when somebody's staring at you. You be like, and it's
You can
weird.
feel that.
You can feel, and then sometimes you might look and it's nobody there.
So as far as like conjuring a ghost, though, I mean, I used to watch that Tyler Henry show. He used to hold on to things from people, so maybe he could create a shrine to some of his past loved ones. Maybe their ghosts will come through the shrine and give him some cool temperatures.
Yeah, and if you want just any ghost, just get a Ouija board. You know, if you're not picky,
True.
you know.
Don't do
Ouija
that.
board, once you that Ouija board not going though, like just like Chucky, you get rid of it, it's coming right back.
He wants to host a few. Like, he's serious.
He's got space for several.
He said a lot of space. They don't take up much space.
He didn't have requirements like people do for roommates, you know, clean and whatever. He's about to get that one from Ghostbusters, that original ghost that they caught that like ate all the garbage and shit.
This guy's actually kind of cool. I mean, like, he's not even charging them rent.
They don't take up a
Just
lot of
lower,
space.
just lower my rent. I'll be cool with it.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if you look at the prices of rent and real estate, it all goes by square footage, you know? And these ghosts, they don't occupy any square footage. They're like a financial net positive.
I get the vibes because we live in Texas, right? It gets really damn hot down here. Sometimes people's AC just stops working. I mean, it happened to us last summer.
Well, don't you guys get like some electricity problems during the summer because people
We have AC problems during the summer. So people have to set their ACs to like 77 or like kind of in the high 70s. Yeah, if you have to set it in
That's
the
not
low
AC.
in Texas, it gets to like 110 more degrees in the summer. So if you set your AC past like 75, like lower than 75, you're asking your AC to break on you. It's just gonna break. It can't handle
Oh
it.
my god. You should get some ghosts.
So this was 120 days ago, and I think that was when we were like getting our really big heat wave. And our heat wave this summer was so bad. How high was it? Like 100.
It was consistent. It was 100 plus consistently
For weeks.
It was 80 something degrees at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that's hot.
If you looked outside the grass, you could drop a match and you would torch Texas itself.
I don't know how to conjure a ghost though, other than like, you know, to have like a seance or to
A Ouija board.
Mirrors.
a Ouija board if you're not picky about the types.
You put two
And
mirrors with each
you
other,
like-
back and forth creates a portal.
Watch some scary stuff, really free, like ghost stuff.
Can you say Candyman in the mirror like
Okay.
3 times?
I'm scared.
What was it when I was a kid? Bloody Mary.
Yeah, that's
Bloody
why
Mary, yeah.
we'd all lock ourselves in the bathroom and look in the mirror and say that until like something.
Imagine you.
My mom's friend's daughter, and she's like 5 years older than me, and we were outside playing, and there was just like this area of grass that was not growing the same way as the rest of the grass, probably because they put like grass killer or something there. And she literally told me, if you step over this side of the grass and you go on the other side, everything, like, you're gonna shrink, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids type of thing, and there's no way to go back. And I was terrified. Yeah, but other than that, I mean, there's a couple ways to conjure a ghost. Is there any comments that give some tips?
I mean, most of them are honestly suggestions on how to conjure ghosts. I mean, there's quite a few long ones.
That's what he's asking for.
Yeah. The first thing that says, I used to live in Texas. If you're anywhere close to where I am at, I'm surprised if you don't have ghosts. Lots of shattered lives and bad vibes here, at least from my experience, 2015 to 2018.
I got a weird vibe story real quick. I went to a place in Bay City.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very old building, very historic. You did the class. Bay City was one of the first places in Michigan to get like electricity.
Yes, because Bay City had a big
The logging company
a big logging
that went
industry
straight through
that went straight through the Saginaw Bay. So Bay
Straight through
City
Saginaw
got
Bay.
electricity because there was a lot of workers.
So right during that passage in Bay City, it was really narrow and it was really like pirates like owned it.
You're talking about the Saginaw Bay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there would be a lot of ships that would get.
It's called Hell's Half Mile. If any chick chatters want to look it
Thank you. She knows more about this than I do. So,
I have
but
no
I'm
idea
just
where
telling
he's
you.
going with this. But.
Okay, so Hell's Half Mile in Bay City, when the United States like got power and we started logging, there's this very old building right in the middle of Bay City, right by the railroad tracks, and it's been there forever. And it was like a POW camp where like the pirates used to like. That was like their headquarters, apparently.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Long story short, I ended up in that building and I went into the basement and I've never gotten worse vibes. It was like I like wanted to like throw up as soon as I went down in there. Not because like the air made me nauseous. It was just like people have been murdered here. Feel it. It was just like so.
Was it cold?
Like, you know, when you're like 5 years old and like you're in your basement and you turn the lights off and you run up the stairs because you're scared of a ghost. There was so much bad stuff in that space of Earth. Just like
visit Alcatraz when you lived in San Francisco.
I did.
Did you feel that there? Because I felt that there. I went like around like 6. I mean, it was still
so
light.
Closer to night. They say at night, like the closer you get to night, like the creepier it is. So like you might have had a little bit more creepier than me because I went during the day. So when I went during the day, I did feel some weird things, especially by certain people's cells. I felt like chills at certain times, like going through people's stalls and stuff.
Yeah, like when I walked into cells, like I just felt like kind of how you were. It was definitely still light when I was there. I think it was like more, kind of like later afternoon, maybe early evening, but it's a heavy place. But.
It's so crazy because it's this place that's stuck in time too, because also Alcatraz was only around for so many years. They couldn't keep it open longer than I think like 15, 20 years or so because how bad it was. And I don't know. It's one of those things too where when they took me to, there was this window that they would look out that they could see the San Francisco city from.
Yeah.
And on New Year's, they said that they could hear the people laughing and all that, like feel that. So yeah, Alcatraz was weird, but I think it's mainly weird just because it's been so inactive for so many years. Like if it was an active prison, like no, but it's been so inactive for like 50 plus, 60
well,
plus
that's
years.
I think what gives things like the creepy vibe, like an inactive like prisoner of war place. But obviously he's not trying to have that going, like he's not trying to move there.
No.
I don't know how to help this man. I really don't. I don't know if that's something that I would do, but I have the luxury of living somewhere where it really doesn't get hotter than 90 for more than a couple days.
My advice to really this man is just wait it out because like now we're getting a little bit cooler. So you don't really need, because the thing is, if you invite these ghosts in, they stay forever. So like when it's winter and you're kind of like in the 40s, 50s, or, in Texas, I guess 50s, 60s, or maybe 40s sometimes, right? We get ice storms every now and then.
Yeah.
Just wait for one of them. Just wait it out. Get a few fans. Like, I don't know if I want to invite all that in because you might not just get ghosts. You might get some other things too. You might get poltergeists. You might get demons.
Especially if you're using a Ouija board. Like, sheesh, you could get anybody. You could get a goddamn demon.
If you're not tied into that spiritual realm, there's nothing to dictate what you bring in.
That's a good point. You shouldn't be conjuring things unless you know what you're dealing with. Also, like, don't be.
That's why I suggested what did I suggest in the beginning?
Seance?
No, before that. Like
a
the
medium?
like the little place where you put, your pictures of all your dead people.
Oh, a shrine.
Oh, a shrine.
That's why I suggested a shrine, because then you could kind of choose who you're trying to conjure. Hopefully, like a loved one or something. That maybe be acceptable to keep them around during the winter time.
If you're dead set on a ghost, I mean, maybe get a hold of a medium like Teresa, Caputo from Long Island Media. Maybe she can bring in somebody that you know, so this way you're not bombarded with demons or like really negative energies. I don't know. I would just maybe get a couple extra fans, to be honest with
That's our
you.
advice. Hire a professional before you start inviting souls that have passed into your apartment simply for the purpose of cooling it down.
Yeah,
Because you might get some angels.
Professional soul slinger.
Yeah, you need to hire yourself a soul slinger because you could get some things you're not prepared for.
Yeah, just don't even dive into that world at all if you're not mentally prepared.
Dean's like, nope, none of
Dean
that.
says no.
Nope.
I wouldn't be either. But if you are, I think it's sort of like hiring a matchmaker sort of thing. Like you got to be serious about what's going on. So hire a professional soul slinger. I like it.
If you're gonna go the ghost route, see if you can get some good ghosts, like some happy ghosts, like some ones that are not gonna freak you out. Like I would not mind actually if I looked up one day in the middle of the night and I saw my like.
If I hear it at 3 o'clock in the morning and I see somebody moonwalking up,
He's gonna be like, "You conjured. This is on you."
you're gonna be outside.
You don't want Michael Jackson in your house?
You know-
So yeah, Chick Chatters. If the question is how to conjure ghosts, we gave a couple of good things.
Good and bad options. I think the best one is to hire a professional.
I also advise maybe getting extra fans, maybe contacting any AC experts or anything else to cool your house. Maybe a few like even bags of ice or something.
Turn
you
your
know?
lights off.
Get a kiddie pool. Put it in the front yard if you have to.
Swimming.
Just get a little more creative than conjuring 4 ghosts out of God knows where. Well, happy Halloween, Chick Chatters. We hope that you're all having a fun and safe Halloween. Please, drop your comments below on any of the stories that we talked about. We hope that you enjoyed our costumes. Let us know what you are planning to dress up as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Chick Chatters, for joining us. Happy Halloween. And
Happy Halloween.
see y'all next time.